Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I don't even know what you talk about on here.
I made this podcast. Basically, I used to record it on YouTube, like on a Skype call, but that was just like way too hard,
Yeah.
and I can only record so many minutes. So I just decided to look for an alternative way, and this app lets you basically record to like every streaming service. So it's just easier.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
sick.
but on this podcast, we basically talk about literally anything. So the first question I have for you is, how are you in general?
I am good. I'm like kind of just chilling with myself. You get to think about yourself more in quarantine, but also like damn, the schoolwork.
Yeah, I think
It hits different.
up here they've they're basically taking like our third quarter grade and using that for our last grade. So I don't we don't have to do our work anymore. Yeah,
What?
and I mean it doesn't really matter anyways because even if you failed the third quarter, no one's turning in their work over here anyway. So it's just like yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, I've basically just been working or just chilling at the house. But yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I mean, I don't know how much longer this is gonna last because you know now they're releasing everyone back onto the streets and there's no fucking
Exactly.
cure or anything. It's just like, well, I mean, just go do your thing. I'm just like, okay, dude.
Just like vibe. If you get sick, that's something else.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, but I think that's always been like America's problem, honestly. They're just like really fucking stubborn
Yeah.
and they're just like, "Oh, well, I know that I said I never wanted to work and I'm just really tired of working, but now I just you're telling me I can't work, but now I just really want to work." I'm just like, "Okay, dude."
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that's the psychology of it, but people are, it's like their complaints are a little too much.
Yeah.
And then, like, oh my God, I heard about Las Vegas. The mayor's trying to get casinos back into
Oh
place.
my
Like,
God, bro.
what?
And I like our governor um he's trying to get all these businesses back instead of he doesn't care about the schools
Hmm.
like at all. He's just like, so we'll cancel the schools for the rest of the year, this academic year, and then we're gonna try our best to get every business up and running again as soon as possible. It's like Jesus
No.
Christ, dude. Like my business, I'm still considered essential because we're kind of like part
Hmm.
of we're kind of like a grocery store and like a restaurant, kind of or like fast food. So we're considered
Yeah.
essential, and our business has been like a roller coaster. Like some days it's beyond busy, and then some days there's literally no one that comes in. And this one day,
Damn.
I wasn't working that shift, but they said um, it was the most people they've ever seen in their entire time working there. We made like $3,000 in a day
Wow.
just because of that many people that came. And I mean, I mean, it's just like one item that we're serving. It's not like, we're serving like a whole bunch of variety. It's just one item. So,
Yeah.
it's like especially up here, um, it's just pretty like they don't care up here. Like honestly, I went outside and my allergies are pretty bad up here, just like in general. So I have to go outside with a mask,
Yeah.
no matter even if it was like all this COVID stuff. No one's wearing a mask. They're all riding their bikes, all with their families,
No.
all with their dogs walking around. No 6 foot distancing. It's just like, holy shit.
What the
Yeah, like,
fuck? That's so interesting to me.
I'm just, cause I was, I wanted to get some sunlight because I mean, I've been indoors like all this time. So I put on like a dust mask, which barely fit me. And then, I went on to like a little trail and
Yeah.
I saw more people on the trail than I've ever seen ever in my time of living here. And I've lived at this apartment for like
Ooh.
almost 4 years, some shit like that. And there were so many fucking people. And we have like a little dog park like next to our
Yeah.
apartment. It was filled like packed to the brim. I was like, oh, okay. So when people tell you you can't do something, you're gonna do it anyways. But when they're always gonna do the opposite of what you say. So
Yeah.
it's like holy shit. It's like don't push the fucking red button, and they're like, oh wait, you want me to push the red button? It's like no, don't push the red button, dude. It's like holy shit.
Everybody pushing red
Every
buttons.
and it's like I saw some Twitter posts. People were like, "This better not ruin my summer." I was like, "You're ruining your own fucking summer by just going outside right fucking
Exactly. You're
now.
going to your
Like,
friend's house.
just stay in the house, dude. I know it's hard, but come on."
What you doing?
'Cause I mean, I
It's the same
yeah,
people.
I only have 1 year left of high school. Like 2021 is when I'm supposed to graduate, and
Yeah.
I've had some senior friends and their entire years have been ruined. Like they didn't weren't able to go to graduation or prom or like any other things.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping my shit's not ruined, but it doesn't really matter for
You and me
yeah, it doesn't
both.
really matter for me because I'm graduating early or at least I'm trying to. So I'm graduating in like December or some shit. But even then, like I
Yeah.
still do want to, experience like actually like the cap and gown graduation instead of fucking Animal Crossing graduation.
Going on
Yeah,
Club
fucking
Penguin
yeah, fucking
graduation.
Toontown graduation. I just like holy shit. But anyways, so I I've been losing my memory a little bit, just a bit, but of what I do remember, back when I was in my hometown, we didn't really hang out a lot, but I do remember seeing you around.
Yeah.
Are you like a grade below me, right?
Um, maybe when I let me see the timeline. You said 4 years ago. So you went to the place you're at 4 years ago,
Yeah, I
right?
moved here when I was going to eighth grade. So, and I'm a junior right
Okay.
now, going on to a
So I'm
senior.
thinking, okay. So we're pretty much like the same age. The thing, like in sixth grade, I had a bunch of health issues, so I was like, I had to get held back because I had to go into homeschooling, do my sixth grade year again, all this stuff because I was undiagnosed for the majority of that
Yeah.
year. And so we had to alter my graduation plan. So I probably didn't see you a lot because I was like the same age, but I was still trying to get those grades done. Like now I'm doing my junior and sophomore
Oh,
classes, and both of them bitches
oh,
online
bro,
now. Like
I did
fuck.
before this shit happened. I did online school for the entire year for sophomore year. It was hard as hell.
Hmm.
It wasn't the classes. It
It
was just the
is.
way the assignments were and having to do it every day because they would put assignments in advance, but you wouldn't know what you had to do that day. It was just like, okay, just do all of these. I was like, but when are they due?
Yeah.
It's like it was like some sort of I would say like sophomore year for me was the time I felt most depressed. I locked myself in this apartment
Yeah.
and in my room, and I did not see sunlight at all for the basically the entire year. People forgot about me, and like I didn't have those connections.
God
Like
damn.
even when I lived in my hometown, I would move around a lot to like every other school, every elementary school, and then I stayed in SC, but besides that, it was I was just constantly moving around, so I never had like a stable friendship to rely on. So like
Yeah.
the last by the time I made it to middle school, everyone knew me just because I was like everywhere, but I was only at SE for like a year, and then I had to move on. Um, and then all this
Hmm.
shit happened up here, and I was like, oh God. But yeah, sophomore year for me was like really terrible. Um,
I can
yeah,
imagine.
just
Like, online school is already awful. Like that sixth grade year I was talking about, the second one. I always damn, I have to reference it as like my first and second year of sixth grade, but like the second one just being online, like my friends forgot about me like halfway through the first
yeah,
semester. They didn't visit and I was still in the same town. Like
yeah.
I could imagine the isolation.
And I mean, I won't say like our hometown's like perfect or because I mean it's so far from fucking perfect. It's like it's
Oh
turned
yeah.
pretty bad over there. Like I went over there 2017 and that was like one of the worst experiences I've ever had. But it was just like from what we grew up in, it feels like it
Hmm.
hasn't changed, but then again, it feels like it's like fully changed from just like everything that because my grandma still lives there. She's lived there since like the
Yeah.
80s or 90s, and she's owned a house there, and I'm just like she her job she like goes all the way to Austin, like all the way to Austin for her job
Oh.
every day. It's like why don't you just move to Austin? I forgot the reasoning why she didn't move to Austin, but she makes like the 3 hour trip every single day. It's like I
No.
know she paid off the house or I think she still might be paying off the mortgage or something, but the house is that my family was born in Germany, like at least that side. So when they came back from
Hmm.
Germany, that's the house they moved into. So it has a lot of history. So I don't know, but yeah, my entire family
That's crazy.
situation is pretty confusing. It's just a whole bunch of like adopted and like just yeah. How about you?
Your family tree probably looks sick though.
I mean, like, I have the German part, which most of them don't even know because they're still in Germany. Um, and then I have
Yeah.
the Egyptian part, which they don't really give a shit. And I have the black part, which is like a whole bunch of like foster kids and just like a whole bunch of people that I don't even know. There's just like so many people.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mom's adopted and that entire part of the family is just like they're like half brothers, half sisters, step like I'm just like I don't even know what's happening. But I really I think part of the Egyptian side too is Mexican. So they have that entire side. And it's just it keeps going and going. I need to do that fucking DNA test to see what I am, but yeah, I'm just a whole bunch of shit.
I feel you on that. Like my family, people still ask me what I am, and I'm just like black. But then you look at me and you're like, ah,
Yeah.
that ain't right. That's a little off. So I'm just like, I don't know. I'm a whole question mark when it comes to it. Like I've heard so much, but I don't know who it comes from. So I'm like 100% gonna take a
Yeah,
DNA
people have told me
test
I'm like
because
French and like some other shit. I'm just like, what? Or what are you even talking about,
exactly
bro?
like what I could believe. Like okay, Arabic, Puerto
Yeah.
Rican. I don't know what part of Africa, but
I mean,
I
if
believe y'all on that.
usually they say if we're tan, they're like, oh, you're sub-Saharan African. I was like, okay, whatever. So maybe I'm like, and if you're
Whatever.
black, then you're like Native American as well, or just like some random shit. I'm just like, okay, dude,
Exactly. Somebody was like, "We're Indian, not Native Indian," and I was like,
what the fuck
"Okay,
is
but tell
a Native
what
Indian?
what do you mean, bruh?
Yeah, we're
Tell me
Native Indian.
we're like I don't get any of it. My mom and my dad confuse me on that.
Yeah, I mean, I just been involved with so many people. I just forgotten so much of like what I truly am. So I've been trying to rebuild that, you know. I've been trying to I've
Yeah,
been trying to like learn from my past and try to like move on like from that past. But, you know, starting to like lose entirely like what you've remembered and like there's certain memories I can't remember but it's starting to become like more apparent to me like oh shit, I just don't remember like literally fucking anything. I remember one of my close friends. I I remember him like we used to be like in daycare together, and he doesn't
yeah,
remember me at all. And I had to literally show him a yearbook from like 2011 when we went to the same elementary school together for him to believe me. I was like, is that what I'm
yeah.
going to turn into, or I'm not going to believe anyone, or I'm not going to know? Like, it's just pretty fucking crazy. But up here, like, there's a lot of fucking bougie ass people. There's a lot of like people that do hardcore drugs or psychedelics, and I'm just sitting here like, I don't, I'm just chilling.
I've like realized that like okay, now I have friends that kind of are like that or they have connections, but they're always like, "Oh, my family's from the big city," whatever. Like I have this one friend who's like done I'm not gonna say every drug, but like it feels like it. And I'm like, how are you still
One of
alive?
the people I talked to, they were like, I asked them what drugs they would do, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I would inject heroin." I was like, "Uh, you would do
Well,
heroin?" I was like, "Yeah." She said it so nonchalantly. I was like,
specifically.
holy shit, dude." That's hardcore, especially for teenagers to even. I don't. I feel like. I mean, I'm about to
Consider
be
it
18, and
like
even me about to be 18, like I don't think I would ever do heroin. That's just like super fucking intense.
yeah,
Like the farthest I would go probably is like psychedelics, but I would have to be with someone like I truly trust to even go that far.
yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that will just like fuck you over here. I'm just like, nah. So
People be lacing shit. Like
yeah,
oh my gosh, my friend like tested this LSD because he was trying not to,
yeah.
die. And so you get these tests on Amazon and I was with him when he checked it and it was literally like they put crack in that shit. It tested positive for it. And then something else like it made it like this reddish color and it was just so gnarly.
One of my friends,
You were about to put that in your
I
body.
forgot what they were trying to take, but they overdosed. Um, and it turned out there was Molly in whatever they were trying to take.
Oh,
And so she ended up in the hospital. and she showed me some of the videos of her in the hospital. She was just dancing to Lil Uzi Vert. I was like, how are you that? She seems just like
That's how you
she seems
live.
like so calm at that. Because I think, yeah, I mean, obviously, you probably have to get your like stomach pumped after that shit, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, and her mom was there, and her mom was like, from what I saw, she was like pretty calm as well. I was like, what the fuck?
What
I
is the
don't
Lil
know.
Uzi Vert? He just sets the
She was like just fucking turning
what?
up in this in the hospital bed. I was like, Jesus Christ. I've had like 5 surgeries on my nose, and like the last surgery they did for me, like I can't smell anymore at all unless it's like really fucking strong. So they completely fucked up like my
Damn.
sinuses, and I got traumatized after that because I was like, holy shit. She fucking almost overdoses, and it's like, yeah, a, yeah, a. It's like, holy shit.
Hey, hey, damn.
Hitting the fucking woe in the bed. Like, holy shit. But anyways,
I mean,
um, so let's get to know you better. So from what I've seen, I've been following you like on Instagram for a while. I've seen what you've been doing, and you've been getting like super into fashion. And I like back when I first saw you, like when we were actually like around each
mhm.
other, I never knew that about you. Like I just saw you, like just hanging around. But I never knew that you were like so into fashion, and you were. I looked at your posts, and you were like sewing shit. You're designing jeans. You're singing. You're like doing all this shit. I was like, holy shit. I was like, she's doing all this shit at her age. And I was like, that's fucking crazy that she's learned all that. And then it made me look at my life, and I was like, oh, I mean,
Bruh, that's
I've accomplished
crazy.
shit too, but I don't know how to
Yeah.
fucking sew clothes and shit. Like, what the fuck? And it made me want to strive to be like to actually, do something to be better instead of just continue down the path. Because I make multiple projects like this podcast, for example, some of my YouTube
Yeah.
channels. I used to do music, but I want to get back into it. Uh,
You should.
yeah, I used to play a lot of instruments, but my condition just kept getting worse, so I had to give it up. I used to do percussion, and I used to do orchestra. I played double bass.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, my condition's just been getting worse. I've been actually like pushing back for it because I have fibromyalgia, which is basically just pain
Hmm.
everywhere, and it affects your mood, it affects your memory. That's why I've been, struggling with my memory. It just like it basically affects your entire body, so you're in pain 24/7 even when you're sleeping. But I've been, working
Yeah.
out every day. I've been trying to eat well. Even though I have like sucrose and lactose intolerance, I can't eat sugar or dairy, and I've been pushing myself to try to be my best, and
I mean, that's the best you could do.
it's the best I could do. But you know, I've never had someone that pushed me like that. I never had someone that made sure I was like on track to oh, don't eat sugar,
Yeah.
please, or blah blah blah. So occasionally I'll have slip ups, but that's just because I had to teach myself, you know, maybe you shouldn't eat this like cupcake because you'll end up like in the bathroom for like a couple hours, or just like
Yeah.
maybe you shouldn't do this or that. And so I never had that that support. Have you ever had that support to where it like helped you provide like that backbone to where you can keep pushing and still have that support to like rely on?
Uh, damn. I like have had support to like if I'm already doing something good,
Yeah.
but like to the point where it helps me change my course, I like had to do that for myself mentally. I think that like time I was homeschooled and then I was like I was fucking up on my grades so bad because I was so depressed. I was just like, damn, you can't be doing this.
Yeah.
So I just like had to kind of set myself for the most success that I could do at that time, and then I just kept going. But I, of course, have slip ups and shit.
Yeah. And I know that's human. We always want to strive
Yeah,
to be like the best versions of ourselves, but sometimes we just have those off days where we're just like, dude, I'm so fucking depressed right now. I literally just don't want to get out of my bed right now. I'm creatively
definitely.
blocked. I can't think of anything right now. And I know that's part of being human, but those days just fucking suck so much. Because then you look at like
They suck
Instagram,
so
you
bad.
look at Instagram or you look at YouTube and you see all this crazy inspirational shit. You're just like, why can't I do something like this? Why can't? And then you start doubting yourself and you're just like, fuck. And so you try to force that creativeness out of you and it just does not work.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that with like,
And it's crazy that you said,
yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
oh, yeah. It's crazy that you said that about like looking at what I'm doing and reevaluating because I do that so much with other people, like it's ridiculous. Like my friends in LA, they they're out here like this bitch over here modeling for Golf Wang. This one is over here like having bangers upon bangers, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life and my time?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, damn.
And I think we're just gonna be like in a perpetual loop of, oh, I want to be doing that shit. And then once we get to that shit, we're like, oh, there's someone above me. I still need to get to that shit. I still need to
Honestly,
keep going, keep going. And then I feel like we never have time to truly be satisfied with what we've accomplished. I mean, at age 16, for me, I accomplished so much. Like I was in a art book, like I was published, and I wrote
yeah.
like 4 books in like the span of a couple months, like full books. But I don't see that as accomplishments. I just see it as like, oh, I was just doing that. And I think that's
And that's
like,
literally amazing.
yeah, and that's fucking amazing for a 16-year-old. You would think, you would
Yeah.
want to pat yourself on the back, but I just looked at it as, oh, okay, well, time to continue on to my next thing. I literally have, ever since the car accident in 2016, I have I
Hmm.
have over 100 paintings that I've done. Over 100 paintings in my little apartment that are just like stacked everywhere, you know? And I've been trying like
Yeah.
to just continue with painting. And I've done that ever since 2016. I'm just like, oh, well, I'm just doing it. And I feel like if we took time to appreciate, just how much we've accomplished, I don't think, I mean, we'd be obviously looking up to people for that inspiration, but I don't think we'd be like craving to become like them, to like do the exact same things we're doing. And I think that's
Yeah.
just, I, and it's crazy because like I see that what I'm striving for, it's healthy, but sometimes I take it a little bit too far. I'm just like, maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe, and I start doubting myself. But maybe if I took more time to, actively look at my achievements, maybe I could help that depression, help that creative block that I have.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like we just need to reflect on ourselves more. Like have more acceptance for like our limits instead of just like
Yeah.
constantly judging ourselves because sometimes that could be constructive, but most of the time, like at least the way that I used to do it, I just was like, I'm not doing well enough. Like even if I got a physical, a tangible trophy, I'd be like, I could do better. Like I'm not moving on. Like I just need to keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
And like sometimes that motivation is what you need, but most of the time it's so fucking detrimental.
Yeah. And as a human, as humans, I find it so weird because I don't do it for people. I basically do
Yeah.
all this shit to distract me, or I do it just because I want to do it, and I just that's part of my life. I've always been the creative person trying to like just create shit in general. But there's part of
Hmm.
me that's also like, man, I really want a compliment, or I really want someone to acknowledge all of the shit I've been doing. And then you're like, no, wait, that's kind of toxic. And it's like, wait, not really,
Yeah. Because
because
it makes it more
it
real,
it
I
makes it
guess.
more, yeah. So it's just like a constant minefield of just like, oh, but maybe I should do this. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Instead of, I'm just gonna do me and just not worry about it. I think that's so hard to move on
Exactly.
from. It's like the hardest thing to move on from. And even though I don't have any brothers or siblings like at all. I grew up basically by myself, teaching myself all this shit. You know,
Hmm.
it's hard to just do it for yourself if you've had yourself, your entire life to just do whatever.
True.
So, when I look at other people's projects and I look at what they've accomplished, I'm just like, oh shit, maybe I just need to push harder. And I push harder, and then I get sick, or like something bad happens, and I'm just like, oh, this is what happens when I when I push hard. Is I get fucked over
Yeah.
once again. This is like, oh god, it's just that negative feedback. I feel like if I had a group of people, and that's why I tried to do the failed filmer thing. I don't know if you've been keeping track of it, but I tried to make a community of people on my Snapchat that it basically like inspired each other and showed each other their artwork,
Oh,
their
shoot.
writing, and like all that shit. That's why I tried to make it because I felt like I was getting like no support at all, even for the like occasional compliment from my family. I mean, they're your family, they're obviously
Yeah.
gonna compliment you, but you just want that
They're
acknowledgement.
genetically bound.
Yeah, they're genetically bound to you. But I feel like as a person, you just want just that emotion that, oh, you're doing such a fucking great job. And then when you don't get that, you're just like, what am I even doing this for? Yeah. There's so many
Yeah.
artists, there's so many fashion people, there's so many musicians, there's so many all like you keep thinking like, how am I gonna be the special person out of all of these people?
Like, it's so weird.
Yeah.
I keep on thinking that, like, now you get time to reflect, and I'm just like, I could go two totally different routes in college. Like, I still am not decided on fashion or music because,
Yeah.
like, so many. Oh, you go on TikTok and these comedians, they sing for 1 second and then they start doing covers, and you're like, you could sing? So many people could sing. It's surprising to me when I find out someone can't sing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
And then it's the fact that people try to turn you down for the career that you
Hmm.
want if it's relating to art. And I just find that like the most fucked up thing because they're like they only worry about the money part, the money aspect. For me personally, I don't give a shit about the money. Like if I have to be homeless and live in my car, then I will. If I have to be with a roommate, obviously I will. If I'm
Yeah.
able to create the shit I want to create, I don't really care about the outcome. I plan on going to college. Like I planned for a while now, and like I want to major in English, but
Ooh.
that's not like the main thing I'm interested in. Like I'm interested in a lot of shit. So I
Yeah.
feel like college is just like you're gonna do this career for the rest of your fucking life, and you're gonna like it. It's like no, I want to do more shit than just writing, you know. And
Definitely.
and now that I'm literally like a couple months away from graduating, it's like now the pressure's really on because I feel like all of these years of just doing all this art and like doing all this shit. Just I've done it for myself, and the fact that I'm going to have to do it for other people is it's pretty crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I feel like you're just training yourself in from birth to just become a worker, and now that we're in the 20s, you know, that's not how it works really anymore.
I feel that.
That's how the really the old generation was, where you just had to work and just deal with it. But I feel like now that there's so many different causes and people that want to change, and just people that are actually bringing out like the best in others, and
Hmm.
people that are going at it, like I don't think the just go to work and just deal with it is gonna last really much longer, and until like our generation is just fucking tired of this shit. I don't really
Yeah.
know.
Which I don't think like, wow, art has been through a boom, kind of like we have had a reset of how you present it.
Yeah,
And like Instagram is such a visual app. Like, okay, fuck certain social media, but like Instagram's so helpful
yeah,
and people just take it for granted because like you could put pretty much any medium on there.
yeah.
Like,
Like
I
this,
guess people didn't have that a while ago, and so they just were like, art, you're gonna be starving, man.
yeah, starving artist. That's basically everything. I mean
Yeah,
that's mainly why I'm going to writing, because at least that's some cash on the table. I can write for medical. I can write for like this big ass company, do journalism. Shit like that. I can go
yeah.
do. It's just there's so many artists, and there's so many comparing going, like comparing of your own work to theirs, and then they're comparing their work to other people, and it's just like a constant,
Uh,
just big like loop of everything. And it's just there's so many artists now that just do different mediums. Like the thing I do, like I took my style from Jean Michel Basquiat and this other
ooh,
this other guy, and so I do abstract art. My art is not meant to portray like realism. It's just meant to portray like emotion, and like just inner thoughts and feelings. So I implement like just crazy shit into my paintings. And
yeah.
you know, some people can do like full on portraits of people, and you're just like, holy shit, how the fuck did you draw that person like spot on? And then people look at your art
Like
and like,
the painting looks more realistic.
yeah. And then and then people look at your art and they're just like, oh, what is that? It's like it's not meant to have a meaning, just emotion. And some people will get that. And so, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
like I could probably sell my shit, and some like contemporary person will be like, oh my god, this is amazing.
That line,
But
you know what that
yeah,
represents? Life.
what? Yeah. And I think that's just the crazy thing about art. And I know that's why most like adults now are apprehensive about even trying to follow their passion. It's just because there's
Yeah.
so many people doing it. What's the point now, right? What's the point to do it? But I feel like with this new generation, like our generation and below, we're just gonna keep pushing until we basically have our way of doing shit. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm still striving to be better. I'm
Yeah.
still um I'm still trying to do these crazy projects, Like I was thinking like our washing machine just broke. So I was thinking about like literally taking it apart and making it into like an art exhibit. And I was
Oh
just
shit.
thinking of like some like crazy ass shit. And you know, it's just because I want to do it. Because like I used to just do it because it was something to keep me busy, so I didn't have to think about the negative thoughts that always just came into my head. But now it's
Yeah.
something I do because people are actually looking at it. People are actually looking at my art. People are reading my posts on Snapchat. People are looking at my photography, and it's great to have someone actually listen to you or read what you're writing. You know,
Yeah.
it's like up here, like I don't really have people that I hang out with. Like I have a couple of people that I chill with, and I have my coworkers. That's basically about it. I never had that many friends like I used to back in Cove, and even in Cove, like I would
Yeah.
still get bullied for just being myself, and
Oh, same.
I never told anyone that until last year because I was just like, why haven't I told anyone about all this shit I've experienced? Like at all. I've just been keeping it to myself. And, you know, I just decided to literally tell like any person. I don't care who they are. If they're interested in reading about my life, and I just tell them like literally everything about my life because I
Yeah.
I just I don't care at that point. We're like, why are you sharing all this private details about your life? I at this point of my life, like I do not care.
That's important. Like, I don't know. Speaking on topics is pretty hard at first because, like, okay, I was embarrassed to talk about like being bullied or someone like not believing in me or something because I was like, why should I care? But like, you should care because this happens to other people.
Exactly.
Like, at least having a voice, like, even one follower or one other person that you know is gonna read that shit, like, that's important.
Yeah, I mean, like my closest friends that I've known for like 7 or 8 years have been like some of them I haven't even met. They've just been over online, and we plan on meeting senior year, like for this big trip. Um,
Hmm.
but I mean that's been the people that have been like closest in my life, and even then, like they haven't really experienced, you know, all the shit I've been through, and I find that like my goal has always been to find like a group of people that could just support each other and just not tear each other fucking down, just like roast each other all the fucking time. It's
It's
just
so
I want that
important.
yeah, I want that group of people that you can always talk to where they won't just say, "Oh, I'm sorry," whenever you tell them about your problems, and then you can like that you can relate to,
Yeah.
not just like a one-sided conversation. But
Because it feels like
now
a
that everyone
pity thing
yeah,
at
yeah,
some
yeah.
point.
Because now that everyone knows about like my health and like all the shit I've been through, they don't know what to say to me anymore. They don't know how to
Yeah.
help me, you know. And even people, even my family has told me they don't know what to do with me anymore because my health is fucking terrible. And
Hmm.
you know, when you get to the point where not even your family knows what to do with you, then you start like going deep down into that depression because you don't
Genuinely.
have anyone that wants to support you, not like no one that like gives a shit. So you're just like, what the fuck do I do now? So I've been trying to like find those people, and I mean it's hard right now because I mean we're all in fucking quarantine. But I eventually
Hmm.
want to have that group to where it's like a either like a couple of people or like a lot of people where it's like an artist guild, and we just have conversations, talk about each other's like past and you know basically just support each other instead of just fucking tear each other down all the time. Because I feel like the internet is just the most negative shit sometimes. You
I
just fucking
feel
see.
you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I it's crazy that you say that because like I love it when people have that same exact goal. Like when I damn, when did I meet her? Okay, my friend in Canada. I forgot how I met her exactly, but I was like 13 and we just started going crazy about like fashion, about all these different like people who would express themselves. And when you go into school and like somebody sees you're following someone who like dresses and like idolizes clown culture and stuff, you're just kind of like taken in as a joke. So we were just like, this is amazing. I want to see photo shoots like this. And we just promised each other that we would make an art empire. And so,
Yeah.
like, that's my favorite phrase. Just that we're going to fucking like rule the world with an art empire.
Yeah. And that's the shit that I strive to look for because
Yeah,
like at this point, no one wants to do that shit. They're just like, oh, whatever. I'll just do my own shit. But
yeah,
occasionally you find that one person, they're just like, holy fuck. They relate to me on like all these fucking levels and they don't take pity on me. Yeah, dude, let's
sign me
go
up.
do some creative, yes, let's go do some like creative project or something. And I feel like that's what people are missing out on is
Yeah,
that like genuine relationship with someone. It doesn't even have to be like romantic. It just like a cool fucking relationship where you guys both push each other to be their best. People are missing out on that. And so when people miss out on that, they don't give a shit. Like they're not gonna give a shit about any others because no one else did it for them. And that's why I try to be there for people, even if people think they're like some shitty ass people. I still try to be
mhm,
there for them because I don't know what they've been through. I don't know why they're like that. I don't know, you know. And
yeah,
just like me, no one knew what I went through. So how the fuck can they judge me unless I told them my shit? And even then, you know, I still I still try to be like completely upfront about my feelings and all that shit. So if I can be upfront with someone, I expect them to be upfront with me, and vice versa. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I feel like people just don't have a lot of honesty and like just support in their lives to even want to do any extra shit. They're just like, oh well, I guess I'll just put up with this when there's so much opportunity to have that one person, even if it's just one person. If you relate to that person like hardcore,
Yeah,
then that's like perfect. That's fucking like actually perfect.
because
But
otherwise,
you
like,
know,
I don't know. I can't. Okay, I know I used to not have anyone who was like, okay, on the same level of I like this and we're passionate about it, let's be friends. But I can't remember how it was, and just having that kind of backup now, it feels great. Like just being
yeah,
able to text somebody and tell them all this stuff and they're actually engaged in the conversation. Like I could tell them right now, hey, I want to make a dress out of a trash bag and I might need someone to help me with it, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm down. Come on."
yeah. See, that type of person is something I've never had. So someone that will just be like, "Oh shit, really? That's a fucking cool ass idea. Let me help you with that."
Yeah.
Or just shit like I've never in my life had that. And so looking for that shit is some of the hardest things like you can do. But once you have it, oh my God, it's like the best
Yeah.
fucking thing you could possibly ever do or ever have. And I find that like I find the the thought of having that person is fucking great. Just so you can lift each other up at the same time. They're not taking
Mhm.
pity on you for all the shit that has happened to you in the past. They actually give a shit about what you're doing, you know. And I like if someone texts me on Snapchat, I feel like holy shit, why the fuck are they texting me? And like my heart starts pounding. It's like, oh my god, someone actually texting me. And then it's just like fucking streaks, and it's like, oh yeah, so,
Oh,
oh shit,
okay.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I never had that type of support, and so when I actively try to search for it, and I get fucked over by someone, I'm just like, oh, well, that's expected. And that shouldn't be the first thought that comes to your mind. It shouldn't be like,
Yeah,
oh, well, I expected that. It should be like, oh,
that's fucked up.
damn, I don't what. Yeah, that's actually fucked up. Why would they do that? But hopefully, um, by doing this podcast, by reaching out to other people, I can actually experience those types of relationships, and that's what I've always hoped for. I think that's like one of the most ambitious art projects I've been working on is trying to connect these people that one don't want to have a connection at all,
Yeah,
two struggle with just lifting themselves up, you know.
it's
And
beyond
I mean I
networking at that point.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, like I've helped people out with the depression. I've helped talk people down from committing suicide. Like I've done all that shit, and then they end up like leaving my life, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that kind of fucking hurt, but
yeah.
I can't do shit about it. This one girl I've been trying to help, like I genuinely care about her. Like I
Hmm.
genuinely do. Even if she's considered like a bad person by most people, I still do care. Like that's just part of my personality. Like I will still care even if you are a shitty person. But she doesn't answer my texts. She just leaves me on unseen. Like I think she has like a whatever. She just doesn't like respond at all. I'm just like, yeah,
Oh,
I'm avidly trying, but some people just don't see it that way.
I mean, you're being the best friend you could be from what I'm hearing. Like, I do
Yeah,
the same thing, and then people are like, they either reciprocate or they're just like,
yeah.
yeah,
And
I'm
then
just
and
gonna
then
stop
they start
talking.
getting it. You start acting like them, like getting those feelings, and you start like not answering people, and it's just like,
Yeah,
wait, I wasn't like this before. Why the fuck is this happening to me now? You know. But
that's
I
such a
feel like with this,
hello.
hey, okay. So let me explain to the audience what just fucking happened. So apparently, she got a call and it just cut out. So I'm just gonna have to edit it together. So it seems like a seamless experience, but just so you know, it wasn't. But anyways, I don't. What were we even talking about?
We were talking about, okay, when it cut off, you were talking about like finding like a creative, how do I say the word?
Like just we'll call it a friend. Yeah, like
Yeah,
a
friend.
yeah. I feel like honestly, like of all the shit I've been through, and I've almost died from like drug dealers and car crashes. The hardest thing for me has been to avidly like find a friend to just
Hmm.
be around. And like I feel like that's gonna be I won't say it will be a struggle for much longer considering I'm going to college and I'm gonna have more opportunities to have like more people in my field that like relate to like what I like doing.
Definitely.
But the fact that it's taken almost 18 fucking years for someone to be there for me is
Hmm.
insane to me, like personally.
Yeah.
It's just like when your family, just fucking throws you away and your friends forget about you. And it's hard to not have like negative feelings towards that, you know? And then you look at other people,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, we're hanging out at whatever place. We're hanging out together. I'm just like, huh? What is hanging out? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck hanging out is, dude.
What is that term?
I
Is that a
mean,
sauce?
yeah, I actually hung out with someone like 2 weeks ago or some shit like that for like a couple
Mm-hmm.
hours at my place, and I was just like, wow, I've never felt this feeling before. Like no one actually has done this with me, and like ever since I was a fucking kid, like I used to have sleepovers, and even then, like I was just like
Yeah.
the one that was just there. I wasn't like, oh shit, Isaiah's coming over. It's just like, oh okay, he's just there. I think that's fucking so trash.
It is. 'Cause like, I don't know. When we grow up like that, and like you said, like at sleepovers, there's other people coming over, to not feel that kind of love so early on kind of like changes you for the rest of your
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
Like,
So it's kind of hard not to have those negative feelings, and then you have people like nowadays. For me, they tell me, oh, "Man, no one's gonna be able to help you now. It's just you're gonna have to help yourself." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
what do you mean?
This one kid, I remember he DM'd me when I was in California,
Mm-hmm.
for my vacation, and he was like, "I'm writing a screenplay about you about how uh kids nowadays are fake depressed." I'm like, "What are you talking about? What the fuck are you?" Because I went to like a film school with him,
Mm-hmm.
and he texted me out of the blue, and he's like, "I'm writing a screenplay about how kids nowadays have fake depression," and you're like, and then he said, uh, it must be so nice. You must have a girlfriend. You must have a nice job. You must exercise
What
every day.
the
You feel so good about yourself. I'm like, what are you talking about? What the
the audacity?
I was just I was just chilling. He said that shit. You want to know why he said that shit? It's because I post black and white
Why?
photography.
What?
Like,
Monochromatic equals
like what?
no. What?
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? And I was just mind blown because I was
Oh
like,
my
what the
God.
fuck? This is how I get treated? Really? like I like how in the fuck do I have fake depression? How do I have a perfect life just because I post black and white photography? That's just part of the theme of my Instagram. It's just black and
And
white
that's something
photography.
that people
That's just
people just assume shit.
like
Like from like I choose to present myself that way, man.
that dude doesn't even fucking know me, and he had the audacity to judge me like that. I feel
Yeah.
like that was just like the moment I was just like, holy shit, how is this even possible? How is this even fucking possible, bro?
How's someone like this?
Yeah, how is someone even like this? And then he had the audacity to say, "Oh, but my bad. You are right. I'm just uh like I." He said, "I'm just feeling bad for myself," or like some shit. So he acknowledged
Ew.
that he was doing it like something wrong, and then he still fucking did it. I just like, okay, dude. All right.
Dang.
Yeah, I found that fucking crazy, and uh that was like a couple months ago, back when I was in Cali,
Hmm.
and I mean, so I don't really have the friends, to help me up besides people that are on fucking on the internet, and I mean, one of the people I know from our hometown, but the rest of them are, you know, wherever, yeah. I can't say their
Hmm.
location, but um, so when you only have people that are online and you have people right fucking there in your own city and they don't like ever bring up any conversations with you, it's kind of hard not to feel some type of way about that. Like, come on, bro. It's so hard
Yeah.
not to feel some type of way about that. And that's not even to be like really petty or to be even expecting anything, because at this point I don't expect much. Like I generally care about people and I just want to like help them out. I don't care much about what happens to me anymore, but to still
Mhm.
get treated like I have like fake depression and like all that shit, it's like holy fuck.
That just says something about them at that point. That's
Yeah, they're coming at a
like,
person
what
that
the fuck?
literally has never really talked to them, doesn't even know
Hmm.
them. And I was like, shit, am I a celebrity now? You just gonna like that's how that I guess that's how celebrities feel because constantly getting fucking hated on by like, just random ass
Yeah.
people. But yeah, and then so I don't have any of those friendships, so I try to go into relationships, and of fucking that was a mistake and a half.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I don't know. I, I when I went into the relationship, I just needed support. I wanted that love and
Hmm.
support, and I got it for the first couple months, and then everything was my fault, and then she cheated on me.
Bro. But what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it's crazy because I helped her out with everything. Literally bought her so much shit. I literally
Yeah.
helped her get out of her abusive situation with her family, and then she cheated on me and blamed it all on me.
That happens with so many people, bro. Like, it
Yeah,
still is mind-boggling
yeah,
that people could take advantage of someone so, oh my gosh, so much.
yeah. I was
And then,
like,
like,
what the fuck?
how do you pay them, bruh? Just like,
And then like the
uh,
only two relationships I had, I got cheated on. Yeah, but
hmm.
you know, and then you start to wonder, is it my fault? Like, why the fuck are they? Why the fuck did they do that? And I realized, like, no, it's
Yeah,
just I'm attracted to some shitty people. I think I was just so caught up in I just want to feel loved that I just threw any of the concern out of the way, you know.
yeah. Or even like your subconscious just realized some red flags and was just like, well, that's okay because blank.
That's it. That yeah,
Like,
that's exactly how it was. Like the way that she started dating me, she
hmm.
cheated on her college boyfriend to get with me.
Oh, fuck.
So
That's how you
that's an
know.
immediate red flag. And I was like, okay, well maybe she's just I don't know, maybe it's different. It's different, right?
Like rose tinted glasses.
Yeah. I want to see the
Cause,
best in that situation, but I still got fucked over. I mean, I know it's part of the heartbreak, and you're
hmm.
not gonna find that person right fucking away. And I had to realize that the
But
hard
you
way.
don't have to get cheated on,
Yeah, I
bruh.
don't have to get fucked
I
up like that. Like, chill.
My first one, this girl this girl stopped talking to me because I was like because I like started homeschooling and she found it too difficult to text me. And then the second one I got cheated on. And
Bro,
I was like, I'll see the best in people because like you could have a girl best friend and I still believe that. But then afterwards I was like, fuck.
yeah, they always
I
say
let that
they
happen.
always say
What?
guys and girls can't be friends, or if you like the same sex, they're like, oh, you can't be friends with the people that you're attracted to. I'm just like,
Yeah,
you know,
but you could be friends with friends, bro.
yeah, yeah, dude, fuck. I don't know. And then like some people, oh, it's just so fucking weird because if you think about it, it's just like we're basically just fucking prehistoric people just looking for the right person to mate. But now it has all these
Yeah.
factors onto like, oh, but do they like the same shit I like? Oh, but oh, this and that, and it's like, oh God, yeah. My family, they weren't really against. They're not really against like um the LGBT like community. I guess like my mainly like my drug dealer father is, but you
Yeah.
know that was something I had to grow to appreciate and like not judge from like from my part because like growing up, I mean, Cove is not, you know, not really that fucking, we'll say, proud of, you know, the LGBT
Yeah.
community. They're pretty disrespectful towards them, and you know, growing up like that, I had to like be like, why the fuck am I like so negative towards them? It's like there's really there's really like no need for me to be somewhat negative. But throughout this age, like when you're constantly surrounded by negativity, you're gonna think in negativity. So I was just like, I'm just gonna do my own shit. I mean, dude, like they're awesome people, and I like
Yeah.
and they like really show like some creative shit that so I never fucking thought of, and like it's just fucking insane to me how people can like fully go on these fucking tangents about like, oh, you can't like the same sex, you can't be non-binary. I'm like, dude, just fucking chill. It's
Yeah.
their fucking life.
They could do what they want. The least, oh my gosh. I feel like people don't realize that getting fucking angry, like pissed at people just for one, expressing themselves, two, like doing whatever kind of gender, sexuality, like expressing themselves in that way, you are putting more effort in like misgendering them or using the
Yeah,
wrong pronouns, just using your brain like that, than actually doing what they fucking want. Like,
yeah. Because at this point in our generation, why the fuck is there a need to be upset about who people like? I find it
yeah,
so awesome that people can just like who they like and be who they want to be instead of being judged constantly. I mean, obviously you saw the fucking boomers and all that shit being like, "Oh, well, I believe in straight relationships." I don't, dude. Like, there's no fucking need because it's like I constantly compare it to like we're changing towards like a cyberpunk type of future where it's just like just do like whatever you want to do, just like whoever you want to like, and
yeah.
I find that beautiful. And people are like, yo, I can't understand that shit. I can't understand that.
You
And
don't have
yeah, you
to.
don't have. I mean, you don't have to.
Just
I
respect
mean,
it.
yeah, just respect it. But you know, now that I have the knowledge, not like the I forgot the word for it, but not like the negativity towards that. It wasn't even negativity towards that group. It was just from what you know my parents told me and
Yeah.
what my family has told me about that shit. And they always told me, "Oh, you can be gay, but like, I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? What the fuck are you talking about?
What you mean?
I mean, I like me as a person, like right now, I'm open to literally whatever. It's just
Yeah.
I would prefer like to be in a romantic relationship with a female, but I'm still down for whatever. You know, I'm even down
And
to
like
date.
it's a
uh,
spectrum.
Yeah, I'm even down to date like a non-binary person or just like anyone, as long as I feel that the emotional connection. You know,
Hmm.
but you know, people don't understand that shit. They're like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? It's like, I don't know, dude, just like who you want to like. If they're cool as fuck, then I'm gonna date them. I don't care. Like it's not just about like having sex all the fucking
Yeah.
time. It's just actually getting to know a fucking cool ass person. And it took me a while to understand that shit because I was just like, you know, there's the unneeded negativity.
Hmm.
And then, you know, when they just clicked and I was just like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, that I my personality is just like if I find someone cool, if I find someone like emotionally there for me and I can be emotionally there for them and that's phenomenal. I don't have to be in just just a normal relationship. I can be in like whatever the fuck I want to be in. I think that's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
And I feel like I had it better off with like coming to that realization myself
Yeah.
just because like my mom my mom's gay. How was I born? I don't know. Me and my brother were a mistake, I'm pretty sure. But like just the fact that I grew up with that, like of course I saw way more homophobia than I needed to.
Yeah.
But like just seeing that itself, I was like, why the fuck should it matter? And then, like, I think I thought I was gay before I thought I was bi, like, straight up, because
Yeah.
that was like an example in my life. So, um, in second grade, I believe, I was just like, hmm, you see,
Yeah.
I like girls, and I like told her, and she was just like, what? You're not sure about that. Like she had to put it off as just a phase because of like what we do in society. That's what you do. But like later on, she was just like, "Dang, I should have listened to you."
So wait, did she like start expressing like how she truly felt like when you got older?
Like, uh, no, it was like really young when
Uh,
like I was like 3,
yeah.
and like after my parents got divorced, like I had a stepmom for a little bit. Like it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, this is normal. What you mean? I would tell kids on the playground and they'd be like, who is she talking? What is she saying? Two moms.
Two moms.
Big bulls. Child, anyways.
I I don't know. Like I feel like also just like seeing like all the shit that has come from, you know, like just the LGBT community and seeing like all
Hmm.
that they've created and just like the fucking amount of creativity and just like it's like insane the amount of creativity, the amount of like people that work on like cartoons or fashion, or I'm just so
Hmm.
inspired by that. Like, how can you be mad at that shit? They're so fucking creative, and that's not even gonna that's not
Honestly,
even to put them in like a gender, there's like a category. They're
it's
not,
just like
yeah,
queer culture.
yeah.
It's
It's just fucking awesome. Like,
just there.
and I mean, obviously, like personally, I don't want to offend anyone, right? I don't want to offend people. I don't know how to truly like go about talking about it.
Yeah.
I now that I know how I how I feel about it, like and having so many people around me that are in the LGBT community, you know, it's obvious to me like nothing like I'm respectful
Hmm.
towards people, and if they get offended about what I say, then I correct it immediately. So, you know, I'm not just some like I won't
Yeah.
purposely do it. It's just like on accident because I this is something I'm getting introduced to.
And that's the
Something
type of
new.
attitude everybody needs to have, really.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like if I say your pronoun wrong, just correct me and I'll be like, okay, I'll try to make sure I remember to
Yeah.
use them correctly. Yeah, but I find that really cool. Just to be a part of that, just to be a part of you know that like from what I've seen, like I mentioned Steven Universe too because I just watched like everything.
Yeah.
I watched like all the seasons. That like fully broke down like anything that like has ever been said to me from my family because my Egyptian side's like really
Hmm.
fucking religious, so I had to get the fuck away from that shit and like seeing basically it's like three moms for
It's
Steven
true.
and seeing that shit I was like that's like I want that fucking
Like
support because
four
it's just
moms.
been me and my mom for fucking 18
Yeah.
years. So like yeah, like holy shit. Like I want that fucking support. Where the fuck
Where's
is that
that? And
shit? And I
wow,
mean,
the
yeah,
representation, like
yeah.
just in Cartoon Network itself, like okay, just seeing the difference between when Disney Channel had like one singular gay couple and like Good Luck Charlie, and all these soccer moms like, hey, I don't
They're like,
appreciate this.
I don't want my child exposed. Yeah. And then now, like I still watch cartoons because that's what I grew up with, and that's what I always
Yeah,
had with me. And now I'm watching shit like the Owl House, and that has like a Spanish girl as the main protagonist. And then I watch shit like all these other cartoons. There was like this one called Amphibia that has like a Taiwanese. Oh wait, are we
third
good?
time's the charm.
Holy shit. Okay.
Uh,
I feel like we should just end it here. Um,
yeah,
I don't know why it keeps crashing. But sometimes it just like cuts out. But anyways, guys,
yeah.
thank you guys to whoever listens to this. Um, I'm hoping to have, more guests on. I plan on having you on again because you're a fucking great person to talk to. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
This was fun.
Yeah. It's good to it's good to just talk to people, during this entire crazy ass shit. And I
Exactly.
want people to when they listen to this, or at least just listen to part of this, I want them to feel welcome. They can just talk to me about anything or talk to you about anything, you know.
Yeah.
So anyways, guys, that has been it for the Failed Filmer Podcast episode 2. See you guys next time. Bye.